welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And look who we got in the studio. Nine-time All-Star Amar'e Stoudemire with us.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Loving that. Monica McNutt also with us. Brian Whithorse, Vince Carter joining us as well. What a show we got. And that's why we got to start off with the game of the night. Mavericks, Warriors. Steph, the Warriors, dancing because they're 6-0 at home this postseason, facing Luka with his game face-on for Game 1. Early in the game, Doncic working on Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins going to swipe at the ball, and he swipes Luka in the face. Battle scars early in this one. Wiggins making his mark. Look at that scratch on Luka. Final seconds of the first. Reggie Bullock getting hounded in the corner, swamped by Golden State, and blocked by Draymond Green. Dallas shot 3 of 19 from 3 in the first quarter. Warriors, a couple possessions later. Curry, look at that pass. Over his head, Green grabs it, over back to Curry for 3, good. High stepping, celebrating. That's what you do when you're up 17. Look at him fired up. Just under 2 minutes to play, over 2 minutes to play in the third. Warriors up 19. Curry driving, off balance, good. Led all players with 21 points, 12 rebounds. Luka just shaking his head. Warriors win Game 1 by 25 points. Here's Curry and Luka after the game.
We did an excellent job defensively, but we're under no illusion that we've figured anything out. We just played really hard and competed and tried to contest shots.
They were doing a great job on me, especially in the second half. But I think I got to be better. That's not me. And as a leader, you know, I gotta be better for the whole group. So that's on me.
He's got to be better, but the whole group has to be better, honestly. Luka wasn't at his best on either end of the floor last night. Scored 20 points on 6 of 18 shooting on offense. On defense, the Warriors scored 24 points on 10 of 17 shooting when Doncic was the primary defender. Luka was also double-teamed 7 times, and the Mavericks were 1 of 5 with 4 points with a turnover on those plays. He had more turnovers than field goals in this game. Yep. Not good for Luka. Amar'e, I'll start with you. What did you see from the Warriors on Luka?
Well, you know what? You could tell they had a solid scouting report on those guys, right? You know, when it comes to the playoffs, you have to make sure you understand your personnel and try to execute your scouting report. Mm-hmm. And you can see that the Warriors did a good job on that because Andrew Wiggins, you know, did his homework. You know, obviously the night before the game, he watched film, he studied them. And as a team, collectively, they all really stepped up big time to try to control Luka the best way they could.
You see him right here. Luka's doing work, but they're all over him, Amar'e.
Exactly. You see guys are shrinking the court. You know, they're prepared. They understand what the scouting is. You see Steph now coming over from the double team from Luka's blind side, and then you see Draymond shrink the court from the corner. So they make that a point of emphasis as they defend Luka in the defensive end.
Vince, what's your biggest takeaway from this game?
Well, I'll say on that first clip, you know, what made me nervous, and I saw Kevon Looney as well as Wiggins do it. You know, Luka's great going left, and I was like, wait, don't push him left. But when I noticed later on, when I saw that replay, it's a crowded side. So if you're going to push him to the help better be there. You see Wiggins here. Yes, he understands the double team's coming. Putting a body on him, not allowing to be Luka to dictate and be physical. And that's what I noticed. And, of course, the third quarter defensively, it's when they took off and they got themselves rolling. They got the steal, which got Klay Thompson going with the layup. Once he got that layup, he got going. Great shooter, seeing the ball go in. Steph, he wasn't going great, playing well early. Once he saw the ball going in, and of course the third quarter, defense to offense turned them into a nightmare.
So critical. And we talked so much yesterday about how Wiggins was going to be the man on Luka. But you see from those clips, it's a team effort when it comes to the Warriors and their defense. Monica, how did the Warriors slow down Luka as you see it?
Well, Ryan and Vince and Amar'e, I know you guys got NBA background, but I have really elite analysis here. This is very, very important stuff. In order for Luka to be able to do his thing, his teammates have to make shots. They've got to make shots. So to your point, Vince, when there's all those eyeballs, 10 eyes on him, they're able to focus in so much because they didn't have to account for the Mavs' ability to knock down threes. So as we went through that clip, Jalen Brunson was in one side in the corner. Draymond Green doesn't have to play him honest because he couldn't buy a three. Dorian Finney-Smith, a guy that's capable of hitting threes, couldn't buy a three. And so that contributes to why the court begins to shrink and Luka struggles that much more. But I also think Luka in general will take a step back, evaluate, and he'll come back. This team was probably fatigued a little bit as well. That's definitely a part of the equation.
I want to add one thing to that real quick, if I may. The other thing is, when you're not making shots and you see the double team, we're always taught cut to get in Luka's vision. We really didn't see that a lot. We didn't see a lot of guys cutting in his vision. If you look at the court, was wide open. Nobody in the paint. So that means they're just standing around. There was no cutting, nobody running all the way over in his vision. When, you said Draymond, if Draymond's gonna stunt out of the strong corner, well, guess what? That corner guy needs to step up just a little to make the pass a little easier for him. And Luka has to be willing to get off the ball right there to get it to his guys. But everybody's just standing around watching Luka do his thing.
Got to trust his teammates. And Monica, I do love that super elite basketball analysis. You got to make shots. Oh, yeah. But I have to say, to your point of other people standing around, Brunson, Dinwiddie, the guys who really stepped up in Game 7 in the Sun series, 11 for 29 in this one. So what do you expect to see from Luka in Game 2? How does he figure it out?
Well, the thing is, after Game 1, you take your time, you just relax, you watch film, you look at the scouting reports, and you try to figure out ways to be dominant in your own space. I'm not concerned with Luka. He's a complete all-around player. And when you work on your craft in the offseason, you come back as a better player, you prepare yourself for these type of moments in the playoffs. And so Luka's a guy who's well-trained, and he's a smart basketball player. So far as his skill set, that's going to allow him to persevere through any type of defensive coverage that the Warriors may try to bring to him next game.
This is how they did on him yesterday. Look at that graphic. Are you concerned about Luka at all, Vince?
Well, here's the thing. You're looking at this thing, and this is what I was going to this graphic, and this is what I was going to bring up is defensively. I like the aggressiveness of Andrew Wiggins. Yes, if you're going to guard me, I'm going to go at him. I'm not going to sit in the corner and allow Luka to rest on defense and then have all of this energy on offense. It was brought up in the telecast about Steph guarding and just being able to just sit in the corner and rest and be the dominant offensive player he is. But yes, they were going after him. And I noticed a couple times in pick and roll, guess who was the backside defender on pick and rolls? Luka, where he had to make multiple efforts and make the decision whether are you going to stop Looney going to the basket? Yes, it's Kevon Looney. We say whatever, but he had to help or stay home. Well, he was caught in no man's land, and either they got a backside three or they got the layup to Looney. So great job by the Warriors of trying to put Luka in every situation to guard. They're going to make adjustments for sure. I mean, that's just what it is. Jason Kidd has done a great job of adjusting in the series before. So I look for them to make adjustment in a different looking Mavericks coming out in Game 2.
And so that's how they played Luka. But the other side of this, Monica, is how these Warriors played that defense leading to offense. And what impressed me so much about them is they don't need a big night. They don't need 30, 40 points from Steph. They don't need 25 from Clay. It's like these guys can score 20 or 15. Couple guys score 15, 16, 19, I think, for Wiggins, and they still get it done by 25. This team is so impressive on offense.
7 guys in double figures, Ryan. And we marvel as consumers of the NBA across the league about the Warriors system, but that was on display last night in terms of the ball not sticking. And Draymond Green quickly, expeditiously hopped on set with TNT, but he talked about one of the points of the ball game, and that was not gets whopped by this Kevon Looney screen, and then there's Steph dancing and cashing in. Here, this was a great play on the left side. You had, who was that? Klay Thompson set sort of a very weak screen. Then he backdoors. Signature play by the Warriors. And then here, just Klay Thompson. Continuous movement in this free-flowing but very deliberate offense that the Warriors run. And so for as good as potential defenders as Dorian Finney-Smith, Reggie Bullock are, as guys that have good length and move their feet very well, there's just no rest. There's just no rest. It's not an ISO-based sort of offense. And so they had to work off so many screens, and that's just exhausting.
Yeah. Do you see any way that the Mavericks can beat the supporting cast? I don't even want to call them supporting cast because I don't even know who's the supporting cast of the Warriors. They're all so good.
Right. It's going to be tough. You got to think about Steve Kerr, man. This guy played with the Bulls. He was with the Spurs. He saw Popovich. He was with us in Phoenix with me and Steve Nash. And so all the experiences he saw as a player and now as a coach and executive at the time, all is on display now. And his teaching skills, you can see the system being put on display, every night because these guys know their spacing. They know how to sprint to the corners. Everyone knows where each other's going to be. They trust each other, and you can see that type of approach in the playoffs now because they're very well trained. These guys that went through training camp and cover all this before. They have went over this over and over and over again. They communicate and talk out the system. And so when it comes to the playoffs, they're just playing freely. It's second nature, and that ball just continues to move, and it's hard to guard them.
Okay, you know what? Dominating game one win, but Dallas has been here before, right? We remember the last series. Everybody was counting Dallas out, and boy, did they come back with a